Well, the stress from the coronavirus pandemic is impacting friendships, but not necessarily in the way you might think. It's not social isolation, it's social distancing. That's the problem. As reported in the Atlantic, not everyone is complying with social distancing, and this is causing friendships to break up. And this morning, that's what Blanca Cobb was talking about, ways to deal with those differences. So Blanca, let's jump right in here. What seems to be the underlying problem?
The underlying problem is a difference in complying, where some people might say we need to respect the 6 feet of distance and not get together. Somebody else will say, I really just don't think it's that big of a deal. But then what happens is there's a lot of judgment. It's like, well, how could you be so selfish and only think about yourself and not respect the 6 feet? And someone could say, well, how could you possibly think that it's a good idea to get together? And then how could you think that it's not good for the economy for us to stop this? It's just a battle, and it just goes back and forth.
Well, it seems like the best thing would be just to agree to disagree.
Yes, and it truly would be great if it could be that simple, but it's really not. And it's because of the implications, because it isn't just impacting one person, it's impacting the world, it's impacting our country, it's impacting your community. So what happens is that you don't have this group, you're not thinking of everybody else but yourself. It's very different. Like if somebody were to smoke, they're really just hurting themselves and their health. Or somebody who chooses not to exercise, it's hurting themselves. But it's not respecting that social distancing, that can hurt everyone.
All right, so what's the best way to handle it?
To control your emotions and judgments before you talk to anyone. And then if you're going to approach someone, make sure you're coming from a place of compassion, that you really care about this person. And then when you talk, you can say something like, well, help me understand your reasons for, and then fill in the blank. So you just want to understand their point of view, and then talk about how you're concerned about their safety, everybody else's safety, and your own. And always remember that you can never change somebody's mind, and you can't control them. You can control yourself, so you continue to do the right thing, and then you just have to let it go.
Yeah, and if the friendship means something to you, then maybe after the pandemic is over, you'll work it all out.
Exactly. That's a good point, Tracy.
All right. Thank you, Blanca, for your insight. And you can join this conversation with Blanca on her Facebook page. You can search Blanca Cobb, Body Language Expert. We'll be right back.